Hi, my name is John, and this is Business Update. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about the admission, or actually, it's not necessarily an admission, but Apple is forced to admit the change that is bestowed upon them by the EU or the European Commission with regards to the adoption of using Type C connectors or Type C cables in their devices, in particular the smartphone. So begrudgingly they have to accept the fact that it's now a law, but the question is, will Apple follow through or try to find a circumnavigate that loophole to be able to still insist using lightning cable port or cables for their devices here. So let's take a look. So according to this article at techspot.com, so Apple begrudgingly admits that the iPhone will switch to USB Type-C, which, for those who are not familiar, obviously, Apple has been using Lightning cable or the Lightning port as the means to transfer data and charge your phone. But oddly enough, in their bigger devices, namely the desktop PC as well as their laptops, are using Type C connection, which is kind of odd. Why don't they use the lightning cable here? And their sole rationale or explanation is because of data privacy and e-waste that they call it. But it can't have it both way. If you're going to use the lightning cable in one device, why not use it for all devices? Which is just goes to show that not all companies always have the vested interest of their consumers. That's why consumers should voice their concerns if there is a better approach, better product, as in this case Type C. Obviously, from its onset, when you look at the port in itself, it can be easily plugging in either side, as with compared to the other methods, whether it's USB Type A, using micro USB, or any other plug outside of the Type C. You have to plug it in properly, right side up. Otherwise, you're not able to connect it properly here. And obviously, with the EU pushing, the European Union pushing for standardization of the usage here, which is kind of, I find it funny that in the United States it hasn't still been the common standard, which is where Apple is based here. But anyway, let's take a look at the article here. So it only applies to the EU, which is kind of interesting. Shouldn't it be standardized for all worldwide? Anyway, so with the new EU law mandating all small chargeable electronics come equipped with the USB Type-C by the year 2024. So it's virtually set in stone. So attention has been on the company that will be impacted the most, obviously talking of Apple here. And it was interesting that according to the Wall Street Journal, Joanna Stern, during a talk with Apple marketing lead Greg Joswiak, software VP Craig Federici at the publication. Anyway, when asked if Apple would replace the Lightning port, they mentioned, obviously we have to comply. We have no choice, and when they say they have no choice, they are being forced upon it, not at their own volition, which is should have been a long time running, because obviously the Lightning cable doesn't offer the not just also the convenience of being able to plug it easily, but also the transfer speed when you're talking of Type C, whether it's Thunderbolt 3 or even Thunderbolt 4 technology here as well. And goes on to mention that was asked, could consumers expect the switch? When could the consumers expect the switch? Now, the European are dictating the timing, obviously by 2024. But for the rest of the region, well, we have to wait and see. What's interesting here is that didn't appear too happy about the Apple's hand being forced. Well, obviously a company will, hold the status quo if it benefits them, whether it denigrates or doesn't benefit the consumers here, which is obviously a catch 22 for them to generate or to reach their goals. It has to, why can it be beneficial for both consumers and the company as well here? But nonetheless, here we are today. they're being required to change the adoption here, which obviously, stating in this case that refusing to use USB C in their iPhones, uh, refuse to say if that's going to be implemented in other regions outside of the EU. And also suggested that charging bricks that use detachable cables addresses the issue of standardization. And obviously, having stockpiling using, not standardized cable would constitute an issue, since people have to transfer or use a different type of cable. Again, would constitute, you have to throw away now your older cables here. And outside of the Apple ecosystem, there's no sense point of using the Lightning connectivity here. And obviously, with their own admission that Apple has already moved many of its devices, iPads, MacBooks, to using Lightning C, which obviously has more benefits than compared to, let's say, the Lightning cable that they're offering here. And it's about high time, and obviously consumers should demand more if it would bring them better features, better convenience, better technology, better performance. And if company is going to charge us more, I think consumers are willing to pay a substantial fee as long as they're getting significant value, not the other way around, wherein they are charging you more and offering lesser features here or lesser performance here. But anyway, that's about it for today. So come back again on Wednesday for more business update. If you enjoy watching this content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.